Welcome to a presentation on neoclassical physics. Neophysics has the most accurate theories of physics. We challenge you to disprove us. If not, we welcome you to join us and profit from the new science. In this presentation, we discuss about the proper way to treat adiabatic processes. An adiabatic process is one in which there is no exchange of heat energy or gas particles between the system and its surroundings. However, the surroundings can alter the mechanical forcing on the system. The usual relationship we use in case of adiabatic process is PV power gamma equals constant, where P is the pressure, V is the volume, and gamma is some constant. This equation describes only a small subset of all adiabatic processes. This is only valid when the changes in the mechanical energy is a very minuscule portion of the total thermal energy of the system. We derive general equations which are valid over the entire range of mechanical changes. These processes are important for understanding the IC engines and weather processes. So this is the gas cylinder piston system. The cylinder is placed vertically on the surface of the earth. The piston weight is balanced by the pressure of the gas particles. The movement of piston is assumed to be frictionless. There is no exchange of heat energy or particles through the sides of the cylinder or through the piston. Consider gas in this isolated cylinder with n particles at initial temperature T subscript I and initial pressure Pi. Let initial volume occupied be V subscript I, which is equal to A into Zi, where A is the surface area of the base of the cylinder, which is held constant, and Zi is the initial height of gas. The height is variable. If the mass of or on the piston is mi kg, then at equilibrium, the weight of the piston is balanced by the pressure Pi of the gas. Pi is related to mass mi as Pi equals mi into g divided by A. Mi is the mass, mig is therefore the weight of the piston, and mig by A is weight per unit area, which is equal to pressure P of I, Pi. And this is the volume, Vi equals surface area into Zi. Suppose we replace the mass Mi on the piston by some other mass Mf. Then at the final state of the system, pressure Pf is related to the final mass Mf as Pf equals Mf into G divided by A, which is the same kind of relationship that we saw in the initial state, Pi equals Mig by A. So the multiplying the initial and the final pressure terms with the respective volumes, V of I, which is the initial state volume, and Vf, which is the final state volume, we get Pi Vi equals Mig Zi and Pf Vf equals Mf G Zf. From the ideal gas laws, we know Pi Vi equals NkTi, where n is the number of particles and k is the Boltzmann constant. And in the final state, we have Pf Vf is equal to NkTf, where subscript I basically denotes the initial state and subscript F denotes final state. So the net energy of the system Qi in the initial state is given by Qi equals Mig Zi plus 3 by 2 NkTi. So the term Mig Zi in the initial net energy equation is the potential energy. Mig Zi is the potential energy of the piston mass, and 3 by 2 NkTi is the thermal energy of the gas particles. Usually this thermal energy 3 by 2 NkTi is represented by this symbol U and is called the internal energy. The term MIGZI can be represented by the symbol W, and this is equivalent to the mechanical energy or the mechanical work done by the gas. So this equation, the QI equation, just follows the first law of thermodynamics, which is Q is equal to U plus W. That is, the change in the total energy is equal to change in internal energy plus work done. Q equals U plus W. So this is just the energy conservation equation. Along with the energy conservation equation, we know that using the pressure balance and ideal gas balance equations together, we get these terms. MIGZI equals PIVI, which is the pressure balance term, and PIVI equals NKTI, which is the ideal gas law. So combining them, we get this for the initial state, and for the final state, we get this MFGZF equals PFVF equals NKTF. So now, if we combine this equation, the equation derived using pressure balance and ideal gas, along with the net energy equation, we get this expression: QI equals 5 by 2 MIGZI, which is equal to 5 by 2 NKTI, which is equal to 5 by 2 PIVI. So basically, the net energy of the system can be purely represented in terms of this potential energy term, or the thermal energy term, or the PV term. On the gas cylinder piston system, we could perform three kinds of thermodynamic actions. A, we can change the mass on the piston. B, we can change the temperature of the gas. C, we can change the number of particles in the system. In this presentation, we shall focus only on process A, because that is the adiabatic process. So let us change the mass on the piston from Mi to Mf. It is like we have suddenly tampered with the potential energy portion of the energy balance. If the final mass Mf is lesser than the initial mass Mi, Mf less than Mi, then we have removed potential energy from the system. If Mf is greater than Mi, then we have added potential energy to the system. Mf less than Mi, this condition also corresponds to lowered pressure and hence volume expansion. And vice versa, Mf, if the final mass is greater than the initial mass, Mf greater than Mi, this corresponds to enhanced pressure and volume contraction of the gas. The net final energy QF will be related to the initial net energy Qi, as shown in this equation. QF equals Qi plus Mf minus Mi into GZi. This term Mf minus Mi GZi is the amount of energy we have added or taken away from the cylinder system. During the expansion or contraction of the system, we see transient vertical motion of the piston. We can measure the transient non-zero dz by dt term, but we are not interested in discussing the transient states in this presentation. Similar to the initial equilibrium state, the final equilibrium state also has this relationship. So same as this, QF equals 5 by 2 MFGZF, which is equal to 5 by 2 NKTF, which is equal to 5 by 2 PFVF. So this is for the final energy state, QF. Now using QI, QF in the equation relating QI and QF, that is this equation, QI equals QF plus MF minus MIGZI, using these three equations, we get expressions for the final state of TF, which is the final temperature, as this: TF equals Ti into 3 by 5 plus 2 by 5 into MF by Mi. And also we get the equation for the height of the gas, ZF equals Zi into 2 by 5 plus 3 by 5 into Mi by Mf. This height equation is equivalent to the volume equation. We can just multiply the area A, which is constant for both the initial and the final state, and get the volumes. So Vf, which is the final state volume, is equal to Vi, which is the initial state volume, into 2 by 5 plus 3 by 5 into Mi by Mf. Now, using these temperature and volume equations along with the ideal gas law, Pf equals NkTf by Vf, we get the expression for the final pressure Pf. So Pf equals NkTi by Vi, which is nothing but Pi, this into 3 by 5 plus 2 by 5 Mf by Mi divided by 2 by 5 plus 3 by 5 Mi by Mf. So this expression is from the temperature equation and this expression is from the volume equation. So Pf is this. Now let us consider an approximation of the above equations. Let us consider Mf, which is the final state mass on the piston in the final state. Mf is equal to Mi plus delta, where delta by Mi is much less than 1. Delta can be both positive or negative, but whatever it is, the magnitude of delta is much less than the mass Mi, or initial mass Mi on the piston. So using this approximation, we get Tf equals Ti into 1 plus 2 by 5 delta by Mi. Vf is approximately Vi into 1 minus 3 by 5 delta by Mi. And Pf is nearly equal to Pi into 1 plus 2 by 5 delta by Mi divided by 1 minus 3 by 5 delta by Mi. So these are the approximate forms of these equations, which are the unapproximated versions. So using these approximated equations, now consider the product Pf Vf power gamma. So this product Pf Vf power gamma, if we represent in terms of the Pi Vi equations here, we get Pi into Vi power gamma into this expression 1 plus 2 by 5 delta divided by Mi into 1 minus 3 by 5 delta divided by Mi whole power gamma minus 1. So let us assume that this term, these two products, the product of this is nearly equal to 1. So if this is nearly 1, then we get Pf Vf power gamma is nearly equal to Pi Vi power gamma. Now this expression, if it is nearly equal to 1, using Taylor expansion approximation, we get this equation. So which implies gamma minus 1 is nearly 2 by 3 or gamma is nearly 5 by 3. So therefore, when the change in mass of the piston is much smaller than the initial mass of the piston, that is delta much less than Mi, then for monoatomic gases, we get gamma equals 5 by 3, which is equal to 1.666 so on. And we also find PV power gamma equals constant. This is what we find experimentally also. Note, these relationships are not valid when delta is large. We can easily include the effect of degrees of freedom F also. Assume the degrees of freedom other than the translation freedom do not contribute to the pressure. So this pressure balance equation remains unchanged. That is Mi Gzi equals Pi Vi equals Nkti. There is no contribution from F in this equation. And this is for the final state. The energy half kT acquired by each degree of freedom of each particle contributes to the net energy of the system. So we modify the net energy equation using the factor F as shown here. Qi equals Mi Gzi plus F by 2. Initially we had used F 3 by 2 Nkti, where 3 corresponded to the 3 translation degrees of freedom. Here it's general more, it can have vibrational, rotational, other degrees of freedom. So Qi equals Mi Gzi plus F by 2 Nkti. And similarly, the final state energy, net energy, is Qf equals Mf Gzf plus F by 2 Nktf. The relationship between the final and the initial net energy is same as before, shown here. Qf equals Qi plus Mf minus Mi Gzi. So using the QI, QF equations in this, we get the expressions for the final temperature, the final volume, and the final pressure as this. Tf equals Ti into mf by mi plus f by 2 divided by 1 plus f by 2. And Vf equals Vi into 1 plus mi by mf f into f by 2 divided by 1 plus f by 2. And using these two equations along with the ideal gas equation, the ideal gas law, we get the Pf, the final pressure, as Pf equals Pi into this expression coming from the temperature and this expression coming from the volume. Again, using the approximation, mf is mi plus del, where delta by mi is much less than 1. We get expressions for the final temperature and volume. So the final temperature Tf is given by Ti into 1 plus 2 by 2 plus f into delta by mi. And Vf is nearly equal to Vi into 1 minus f by 2 plus f delta by mi. So this is with the approximation, this approximation. Then using the expressions for temperature and volume in the ideal gas law, we get the expression for pressure. Pf equals Pi into 1 plus 2 by 2 plus f delta by mi from this temperature expression, and 1 minus f by 2 plus f delta by mi from the volume equation. So now we can consider the product Pf into Vf power gamma. So which gives Pi into Vi power gamma into these two factors, 1 plus 2 by 2 plus f delta by mi into 1 minus f by 2 plus f delta by mi whole power gamma minus 1. So if we consider this factor, this product is nearly equal to 1, then we get gamma is nearly equal to f plus 2 by f, which is what we find experimentally also. So here f equals 3 describes the monoatomic gas situation when there are 3 degrees of freedom. So f equals 3, gamma equals 3 plus 2, 5 by 3, which we saw earlier. And if f equals 5, it describes the diatomic gas situation where the 5 degrees of freedom, where there are 5 degrees of freedom. That is f equals 5. Put this in this expression, we get gamma equals 7 by 5, which is also same that we find experimentally. So we can also include the effect of phase, alpha. The phase is defined as inverse of the number of individual particles combining to form one unit or one particle. For example, for the individual hydrogen atoms, that is H atoms, alpha equals 1. And for the hydrogen molecule in the same gas, same mixture, if it is H2, with 2 hydrogen atoms combined, then alpha equals 1 by 2. This factor will affect both the pressure equation and the energy equation. We can write the pressure equation as MIGZI equals PIVI equals alpha I NF KTI. So initially there was no alpha. This phase factor will be included in this pressure balance equation. Similarly, the factor alpha F is included in the final state. If there is a change, then alpha I will be different from alpha F, if there is a phase change between the initial and the final state. If there is no phase change, then alpha I will be equal to alpha F. The net energy equation, the QI, which is the initial energy, now becomes MIGZI into Fi by 2 into alpha I NF KTI. So this is from the degrees of freedom Fi, and this is this factor is due to the phase of this gas. So which will be equal to PIVI into 1 plus Fi by 2 using this. And similarly, the final energy state QF is MF GZF plus F subscript F, that is the degree of freedom of the final state, divided by 2 into alpha F NF KTF. And this will be equal to PFVF into 1 plus F subscript F by 2. So note that this factor, alpha factor, is appearing in both this pressure balance term and the energy equation. However, the degrees of freedom appears only in the energy equation and not in the pressure balance equation. So these equations describe the adiabatic process in the most general way possible. Because we have included processes, because we can include processes where there might be a variation in the phase of the gas or the variation in degrees of freedom of the particles during transition. Also, here in these equations, we need not assume mf is nearly equal to mi, or mf, that is the final mass, is equal to initial mass mi plus delta, where delta is much less than mi. So the usual textbook equation PV power gamma equals constant is only valid in a very, very special case of these equations as shown. We also discuss about the correct concepts of phase and its relationships with entropy in future videos. We end this presentation here. Also, there are more details of these calculations on our website. Please check out the description for links. Thank you. If you want to understand the concepts of physics in the clearest way, regardless of the concerns about scoring high marks in exams, please visit neophysics.com. Thank you again.